Mr. Ranny Duck, and welcome back for another video. And today we've got 3 replays to show you in the tier 9 mercenary medium tank, the Sharpshooter. Now, as the video title will tell you, this is the video where I achieved the 3rd mark of excellence in the tank. So I've got 2 replays leading up to that, and the final replay where I actually achieved the 3rd mark. Now, if you want to see the equipment and crew setup we're using this tank, you will be able to see that at the bottom of the screen as I speak. Okay, so the first replay we have for you today then is on Hellborn, where it is tier 10 matchmaking. It is team destruction, so we don't have to worry about the cap circle, and there's no enemy artillery in the game. So initially we move up to this ridge in front of us, where it's quite well suited to the Sharpshooter because you do have 10 degrees of gun depression in this tank, and it has a pretty decent turret as well. Very similar to the Chieftain, and you can play hold down on the ridges quite well. You do have to be careful, obviously your side armour is very weak, and they can also go straight through the tracks frontally and pen the tank. So it's something you've got to be a little bit careful of. But so far, good start to the game. We do lose a little bit of hit points, but we managed to pick up 2 shots of damage and a tiny bit of assistance. And you can see the majority of our team, I guess, is sort of pushed down the 1-2 line with the sort of usual suspects sort of camping in the base. It's sort of the A6 line, but we managed to spot the cross here on another ridge where we're allowed to go hold down, get a cross shot into that enemy medium tank, and we're just looking to get some shots in where we can. But we got to be careful now, because where that enemy medium tank is, if he takes that position on that ridge just in front of us, it put me in an awkward situation which I don't want to be in. So I'm decided that I'm going to try and turn around to see if I can get any shots into the tanks behind us and the tanks which are potentially caught up in the 1-2 line in the town, because our friendly tanks are sort of pushing them through the town presence. It might allow for side shots into them, but you see I reversed back just because I didn't want to take any shots from that enemy medium tank. And now I've sort of got out of that position safely. I'm going to move along and see if we can do anything over this side of the map, where kind of most of our team seem to be pushing on the advance. So like I say, any of these tanks, like this enemy F3005, which I should have really hit there, got a bit unlucky with that shot, but these tanks which are getting pushed back out of the town, I might be able to get shots into them. So I go for a blind shot again on that F3005 just in case he's still there. But I've just got to be a little bit patient. Obviously, knowing that that F3005 is there, I don't really want to get kind of detected and then lose all my hit points to that tank. So got to be a little bit patient here. It's still a very close game. And I'm just waiting to see if that F3005 does get spotted again, and then I might be able to get another shot in. I know he's there amongst that location somewhere. So if he does get spotted, you see I'm going for the blind shots. Unfortunately, I just fired and then he got detected, so I would have been able to get a shot in. Hopefully I still can. I do get one in, but I think I would have got 2 shots in had it not been for the fact that I'd already fired. But maybe get another opportunity. No, he just gets behind the cover before we're able to get that final shot in, which is unfortunate. Enemy team are pushing up on the 890 line as well behind us, but we do still have tanks on the hill and a medium tank behind us, so they shouldn't really be able to get behind us without at least me knowing about it. So for the time being, I'm just trying to get these shots in where I can at the tanks, which, like I say, are getting sort of pushed out when they're fighting on the hill. Enemy T30 comes around to try and dump a shot into me though, but we do put one in, and our friendly machine finishes him off there. There's a friendly medium tank behind us. Got to be a little bit careful of that tank. But the quicker we win this 1-2 line, then we might be able to push over that ridge and sort of use the other side of it. Because the enemy team, like I say, are starting to push around the 890 line. If they do win that situation, it would put us in a somewhat of an awkward situation. We couldn't really stay where we are if that happens, because we had to get shot from the side. So now our team are pushing out of the town. I'm going to start pushing forward down this line and see if I can get any more damage. We've started to take the lead, 11 versus 9, won 2,000 damage, about 600 assistance. So okay start. There's still quite a lot of damage left, but I will need to get a bit more to make sure that I will go up on the road for the mark of excellence at this stage. But hopefully we can confirm this F3005 here. Again, don't want to lose all my hit points to this tank. He is a one shot. He will get taken out here. He does in fact get taken out by a friendly Centuro. And now I'm getting up on top of this ridge to see if there's any tanks which get detected and get some more shots into. But it looks like going on the other side of the map on the 6, sort of 7 on our base, kind of feel like the enemy team are winning that location, and I sort of feel like maybe that's where the rest of the tanks are kind of at. So I'm going to push back to the ridge and see if I can get any shots in if they do get spotted. Just like this enemy leopard, we managed to squeeze in another shot there. We don't actually pick up the spot. I'm guessing one of our other tanks does that, and he's lost quite a lot of hit points now. He's left on a 2-shot to us. So moving up to this ridge again, like I say, if any of our enemy tanks sort of push to 6-7 line, we might be able to squeeze in some side shots somewhere. So that's why we're sort of just using this ridge here. And now that we've pushed forward slightly, we can use this position to our advantage. Still a close game, 10 versus 8. It's definitely not won as yet. Still a lot could happen. It is a close game. So I am, of course, being patient. We do have the lead. Our guerrilla manages to take out the enemy light tank, and then we manage to squeeze in another shot into this medium, which gets spotted on the right hand side. Again, an enemy heavy tank gets spotted on the left. These are the sort of shots I'm looking for from this position, but we don't quite have any shots at him. He looks like he is behind cover at the moment. The enemy team have pulled this back though. It's now an 8 versus 7, so we only have a 1 tank advantage. And this game is very much in the balance, but our team are starting to push the other side, which hopefully will mean some tanks will get detected. Maybe this medium tank will have to run, and we might be able to squeeze any shots in there. Enemy leopard gets taken out, which was a leopard which was in front of us earlier, so that's good news for us. And an enemy medium tank is now caught out in the low. Enemy IS-4, is now pushed out into the low ground behind us. So I'll move into a position so I can potentially get shots into this enemy IS-4. We are picking up assistance damage as well, so that is quite nice. He gets put onto a 1-shot, and we pick up our first kill of the game and picking up 1,000 assistance now. So now we're having a decent game for the mark, and I think that pretty much any much damage or assistance we get from this point onwards is going to increase the mark of excellence. So now we're in the stage where we just want to get as much out as we can out of this game. So 8 versus 5, I'm going to start to push forward, see if we can maybe wrap around on that medium tank on the right hand side, whilst it's engaged with our friendly tank destroyer there, and hopefully to sort of catch him unaware and get some shots in. So I'm going to move up, should be able to get some shots in here. I suspect I've got to be careful because I think the other enemy tanks might be on the 6, 8, 9 line behind us. So they could potentially get shots into us here, but we do manage to get another shot into that enemy Murat there, put us on to just shy of 4,000 damage with 4 enemy tanks. And again, I think the rest of the tanks are probably on the sort of 7, 8, 9 line. So hopefully, with a bit of luck, we may spot them on this hill. And we do manage to pick up the spot on this enemy medium tank. He gets shot. We pick up a bit more assistance to get in that spot. And then we pick up the kill. We are detected here, which means there's definitely something around here. He's now targeting us. So he has lined the shots to us. And we find out where he was. He was on the sort of B7 ridge on our left. And the other mini tank is behind us, so we know we've got freedom. It's only going to be 1 tank shooting at us right now. So we're going to push up and try and spot him for our team. It's the enemy grill. We do pick up the spot and we pick up a shot of damage. Hopefully we can get some more shots into this enemy griller before he escapes. And we squeeze in the final kill shot there to put us onto 4,300 damage with our 3rd kill. And 1,300 assistance. Like I say, 2 tanks remaining, one of which was down the sort of right behind us on the sort of K90 line. I'm guessing he's going to get taken out by our friendly tanks in the south. And it's just this 1 tank remaining, which is still fairly healthy at this point. So I'd like to try and get over there and hopefully at least pick up 1 shot in before he gets taken out. Would be nice just to put us a little bit closer. So I'm just going over there as quickly as we can. We are still very healthy. I think he's got an enemy friendly Foch is going behind him, so I want to get there before the Foch does, because the Foch will probably absolutely shred him. So I just want to get that damage in where I can. He has killed the 2 tanks in front of me. That's fine. Like I say, we're in good hit points at the moment. We have support with Foch coming in. I don't feel like we're going to throw this with the friendly Foch support of the Foch. So I'm just going to go in and try and get some shots in. Even if he does shoot us, it's not a problem. So we get 1 shot in. He gets put onto a 1 shot. He does get a shot into us, but we finish him off there. Put us under 5,000 damage now with 1,000 assistance. And only that 1 enemy medium tank remaining. And again, he just tried to shoot at us. So we're going to push. I'm guessing he's maybe on the ridge at either E67. That's where it looks like or appeared that the shot came from. Might be able to squeeze in a shot there. We do squeeze in 1 shot. Puts them onto a 1 shot. I'm guessing they're not going to be able to get the finish as the CS is now running. But we're going to head over there just in case. But he does in fact get taken out by our friendly Polish heavy tank. And that's the end of replay number 1. But we do still have 2 more replays to come. So first replay, finish off with 5,600 damage. The ace tanker and 1,300 assistance. So I'll move on to replay number 2. Okay, so here we are for replay number 2. This time we are on Lakeville. Again, it is tier 10 matchmaking and there is no enemy artillery in the game with 1 enemy light tank. So initially we're going to push up to sort of just the standard position I like to take a lot of time in the mediums. And that's on the 4 line and to see if we can get any position. So a position to shoot anything which gets spotted crossing. Or maybe get shots at things like this light tank who's looking to spot us. We do manage to squeeze 1 shot in. We do in fact get spotted though, so we've got to be a little bit careful. But we are hold down here, so we're in a fairly decent position. So now we have lost our spot, we can just come back up and see if we can get any more shots in. Our friendly light tank is being aggressive, so hopefully he will spot some targets for us to shoot. We're keeping an eye on that enemy light tank. If I'm able to get a finishing shot into that, it would be nice. And then me, Waffle 100 gets spotted crossing on the right hand side, but we've actually opted to shoot that enemy TD on the left. Again, we get spotted, so we have to pull back into cover here while we try and lose our spot. Enemy light tank here on the right hand side is looking to shoot us, so we've got to be a little bit careful with that, but we lose our spot again. And we're just, just doing the same thing, looking for some shots where we can, and just hopefully, help out a team by getting some side shots in here. So, okay start to the game. I still got all my hit points. Well, that is until this enemy light tank shoots me in the side, but we are able to return fire, and we do in fact finish off that enemy light tank, which is good news for us because that hopefully frees up the town for our team to push on aggressively, because the enemy team have started to push right down the 1-2 line and appear to be winning that side on the left hand side on the mini map here. So that means we really kind of need to pick up the pace, because I can turn around and go and help out that side. But what I don't really want to do is turn around without winning this side on the right first, because otherwise we might get caught in a real awkward situation where the enemy team put us in like an awkward crossfire. So I'm going to try and help out this side as much as I can first, and then I've got to decide whether I want to continue pushing or do I want to turn around and defend the base. But for the time being, we're just going to try and farm this enemy tank destroyer in this side. Enemy Waffle E100 gets spotted. We put a nice shot in, damaging his ammo rack there. Put us under 2,000 damage and 1,600 assistance. And as you can see, enemy team are in the base, but we are kind of pushing up down the 8-9 line. And I'm thinking that's going to force enemy team like the Waffle and stuff like that to get spotted. So I'm going to push up and try and make it so I've got the enemy team in the crossfire. So when they try and leave the 8-9 line, they're going to get shot in the side by me. And I've opted to do that rather than turn around, because I still feel like if I win this side quick enough, I can get back to defend the base, or I can try and continue pushing down the 1-2 and come back behind to try and get the resets. Because we do still have tank destroyers on the sort of K6 line, so they're going to have to kill those tanks before they're able to cap the base. So we do get some nice shots into the side of this Waffle. Hopefully we can get the finishing shot here to pick up our second kill of the game. We do. And now it's like I say, this Waffle 100 is an awkward situation because he's going to get shot by myself. Unfortunately, I tried to track ball him there, but we bounce. And yeah, if he moves forwards, he's going to get shot by the tanks in front of him. If he stays there, he's just going to die to me. So we have put him in a real awkward situation there. He gets put down onto a one shot, going to look for the finishing kill there. Again, unfortunately, bounce that shot, which is not great, because he is kind of looking to finish this off here. Thankfully, he bounces off our turret, and we are able to confirm the third kill of the game. Got to try and win this side quickly. Like I say, the rest of the enemy team are in our base, but I feel like time is still with us. I put this enemy tank onto a one shot. He bounces his shot and it gets finished off by our friendly tank destroyer, leaving only 5 enemy tanks remaining. I think I can see at least 4 of them are in our base now. So that means there's probably could only really be maximum of one tank here. And there he is. It's just one enemy tank destroyer here. Would like to have help from my friendly team as quickly as I possibly can, because I don't really want to eat lots of damage trying to kill this tank, because I might need it later on. So as soon as my team come and help me engage, we can kill this tank quickly, and then try and get in a position to get the resets on the base if we need to. But our friendly team are in the cap circle, so again they have started to apply cap pressure themselves, so the enemy team may have to come back to defend the base. Put one in through the cupola there. We've just opted it's taken too long. We just need to kill this tank, so we're going to go round and hopefully get behind him. We do, and hopefully our tank can finish him off before he puts a rear shot into us. Unfortunately, he bounces. I don't really want to eat a shot off of this tank, so we need to make sure we pen this shot into his cupola. Getting some bit of a struggle there with the gun depression. Now we finish him off and we put out our 4th kill. And now this is where I make a mistake, because I try and push down to the 1-2 line. I think I should have stayed up on that ridge behind us, because now I've got caught out by this medium tank, which is a tier 10, and I have this one shot behind there as well, and that's awkward because it is a tier 10 tank, but we do well depend both our shots. It just has more DPN than us, so we really need help from our friendly tank destroyer as soon as we can, because we're penning in 1-for-1, but obviously he's got the better DPM, so he will win the trade-off. Unless we can get support. So I think if I stayed in that little mound to my right, he wouldn't have been able to do this for us. But we're on like 6,000 damage. We've had a good game. If our friendly tank destroyer can come in and help us, maybe eat one shot, we can finish this tank off. But it looks like he's going to kill us here. There's not a lot we can actually do about it, which is a shame. But yeah, we do at least put him on down to, from full health to 400 health, which is helpful. And it's now 2v2 for our team. So I'm going to jump ahead to the end of the scoreboard, and then we move on to the final replay. Okay, there you have it. We do manage to get the win, and we get 4 kills, 6,600 damage, 1,600 assistance with the ace tanker. Like, so I feel like it's a shame I died at the end, because there was a lot more damage for us to have. But we still have a good game nonetheless, and with one more replay to come, where it is the one where we achieve that 3rd mark of excellence. So I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so here we are for the final replay on Westfield. Again, it is tier 10 and there's no enemy artillery. There isn't actually there isn't any enemy light tanks either. So at this point I was fairly close to achieving the 3rd mark. So I'm going to move up to the middle ridge here, and because there's no artillery, we should be able to get into a lovely hold down position. And as long as we get a bit of support come with us, we should be able to be in a good position for the tank to play hold down on the ridge, which is ideal, and hopefully have a good game. But this particular replay is an interesting one when it comes to the 3rd mark of excellence, because, well, we'll get to it when we get there. But yeah, you'll see what I mean when I get there. We're moving up to this ridge, and like I say, because there's no light tanks, we're probably not even going to get spotted, and we'll be in a good position to get there and just peek down at the enemy team. We do have support with us as well. We'll need them to come to this 1-2 line with us, because I suspect, because there's no enemy artillery and no light tank, we're probably getting to a little bit of a brawl in this location. So as we get close to this ridge, we'll be able to spot anything which is coming and get some shots into them. Like I say, use our gun depression, use our turret armour, and try and peek this ridge to get the shots in. So we do spot some enemy tanks crossing there, and we have support coming with us. So I'm being a little bit careful. Quite often you get tanks at the 5-6 line which can shoot you if you're overextend, over jealous, and when you poke that ridge. So I've got to be careful on that. But we do manage to squeeze one into that enemy Polish heavy there, which is nice as he tries across. And there is an enemy type on the right hand side, which is, keep an eye on that tank. We get a nice shot into that 50B as he crosses, so good start to this game, putting ourselves onto 2 pens of damage already. Just trying to swap to a small mini map here, just so I can be alert of the small movements of the enemy team if they are going to try and come round on the right. We do lose 1 shot of damage to that Progetto as we're trying to poke here. And we're right in the brawl here. Enemy S-Conquer here is now put itself into an annoying position because it means I can't poke on the right. But here comes the Type 5 heavy tank. We track him in place, and it looks like he hasn't got a repair kit. So we are now just hoping that our friendly team are going to shoot this Type 5. Because this is where I'm thinking, I'm going for my 3rd mark of excellence. If I can, I've got to stop this Type 5 coming over the ridge because no one's shooting at him. And I don't want to eat a big shot off him. But if we can keep him tracked like this, surely our team are going to shoot this big, easy target to shoot. And that's what's starting to happen. And I'm thinking, well, I'm going for my 3rd mark. This could be really good and crucial to me, my assistance. If we can just keep this tank track, we're going to get his whole health in track assistance here, and that's what happened. And he can't get his gun down. I feel a little bit sorry for the Type 5, but he was about to completely full send into me, so not that sorry. And we get his whole hit point in track assistance, which is incredibly helpful to our 3rd mark of excellence. Now what it means is that there's not, because we've already got 2,600 damage of track assistance, there's not a lot of point us going for spot assistance because you can only get one or the other. When you're going for 3rd mark of excellence, it doesn't. If you just say you've got 4,000 4,000 assistance, 3,000 of that is track assistance, 1,000 is spot assistance. You only keep the highest amount basically. That's what contributes to your 3rd mark of excellence. So now essentially I want to try and shoot the tracks of enemy tanks rather than try and spot them, because it's going to make me get the most foot towards my mark of excellence. So we get some nice shots into this Progetto. We are having a good game now for our 3rd marks. We've got 2,600 track assistance, 2,000 damage. I'm thinking if I can get like another 1,000 either track assistance or 1,000 damage out of this game, it's probably give me a good chance of me 3 marking the tank. So because we was already pretty close, and there's a lot of damage left for us to get. So we're moving along now, and we're going to try and see if we can get any shots, anything which gets spotted on the cross, or any shots on these tanks in the low ground. So it looks like this is going to be a win for our team. I don't see the enemy team coming back from this position now. Enemy Sturm gets spotted. This is not ideal. He can one-shot us. But I'm thinking if I can track this tank in place, because this is really my only real damage at the moment, because everything else is getting taken out so quickly. So I'm looking to try and squeeze in a shot in his track. Like I said, I'm being careful because he is looking to splash me, and that's not great. We go for his little cupola there, which we can pen. Unfortunately we didn't, but hopefully, like I say, we can track this target in place, which we do. We can pick up the track assistance, so we do track him. He's not really getting shot, and he does have a decent crew, and he's able to repair that. So we need to try and go around him now and hit this track wheel again, because we want to get all of his assistance, because he's about to get smashed by our whole team. We do track him in place, thankfully, and then we pick up the rest of the assistance and track assistance, which is enough now to complete the 3rd mark of the Sharpshooter. So we do finish off with 2,300 damage, 3,500 track assistance. Only the 1st class, but it was the one where we achieved the 3rd mark of excellence. So thanks for your support, and as always, happy tanking.
Enemy in sight! Hadouken!